Welcome everyone to your WWE Crown Jewel pay-per-view predictions video. I am your host, the Pop Culture Junkie. Thank you as always for tuning in. Well, we are just a few days removed from the first ever all-women's WWE pay-per-view Evolution, and we're heading straight into this Friday to the all-men's pay-per-view being held, of course, in Saudi Arabia, so there can't be any women on the show. So this weekend, or I should say this Friday, because it's on a Friday morning, our time, due to the time change. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, my time, I think, something like that. So gonna have to wake up extra early on Friday to make sure I can tune in. We'll see. Hopefully I get to see the show live. Not sure what I got planned that day. But really, wow, like 9 a.m. To watch the show. You typically have Saturday or Sunday for the pay-per-views or network specials. So very strange to have it on a Friday morning. So how many of y'all are going to be tuning in to see it live? I mean, not everyone has the luxury to be able to not be working on that day, and a lot of people have to work. So who knows how you're going to see it. Maybe you're going to be watching it on your phone at your desk or behind the counter or wherever you work. You'll try to get a little bit of a viewing time in there somewhere. So as mentioned, of course, this is the Crown Jewel show where it is being held in Saudi Arabia. However, they have completely removed any advertising to do with the location, all due to everything that's going on. I'm not going to go into that on here, okay? If you want to know what's going on, if you're not familiar, you haven't been following it, just do a quick Google search and you'll see all the current events that are happening in that area of the world and why it's been a very controversial couple of weeks with WWE still staying firm and doing show here, even though a lot of people are against it. I honestly, personally, though, I don't think they should be doing the show there. I think they should have moved it to another venue, anywhere else in the world. It could have just been anywhere in the U.S. or anywhere else outside the country they want to, but I think with all the controversy around it right now, for better or worse, for the safety of everyone involved, it's better off just, changing venues. So let's go on to the actual show, and we'll go over the matches that have been announced. And it's a little tricky because there's a few matches that we won't know are taking place yet or not until the actual show begins. And we'll go over that now. All right, first matchup, we've got the Bar defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles versus New Day. Everyone knows my feelings on New Day. It's been played out. Bar should retain and move on to someone else, and not just be the Usos. Get us some fresh tag team competitions in here. We need some different matches, okay? It's been Bar, New Day, Uso. Bar, New Day, Uso. Give us some other tag teams. Bring somebody in from NXT. Bring some single competitors and put them together in a match to become a tag team. Something. I want some fresh blood in the tag team division for the tag titles. So for my pick, I'm going with the Bar. They need to retain and move on, okay? All right, we've got the Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker and Kane versus D-Generation X, the return of Shawn Michaels. Okay, Shawn Michaels and Triple H are tag teaming again, but this is the first match Shawn Michaels has had since WrestleMania 26 when he lost to The Undertaker and had to retire. They have really watered this down. I mean, yeah, it's a big deal that we have DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, but they have completely glossed over the fact that this is Shawn Michaels' return after nearly 9 years of being retired. It boggles the mind. You would make a bigger deal out of this, but of course it's all about that Saudi money. So who's going to win this match? I'm going to go with the Brothers of Destruction because I think they're still going to try to get another match out of this later. And so Triple H won the singles match against Taker at Super Showdown. So I'm going to go with the Brothers of Destruction getting the win here, and then they'll probably have some kind of rematch later on at another, pay-per-view. Who knows? Survivor Series. They may have a rematch. Who knows? There's also rumors going on that Shawn and Taker may have a match at Survivor Series. I don't know how they're going to do that. We'll see. All right, then we have the vacant Universal Championship because, unfortunately, Roman Reigns had to vacate the title, and so we have a guaranteed new champion. We're going to either have Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman. And who should they go with? They should go with Braun Strowman. It's been way past the time that they should have already given him the title, but I really think they're going to go with Brock Lesnar. I think they're going to have him win just so, again, he can have that Universal title belt, and then when he goes to work at UFC next year, he's going to be a champion for both shows or something like that. That's what they kind of want to go for, I think. But I would recommend they go with Braun Strowman, but you know what? I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. He's going to get the title again, I bet. All right, next up, we have the tournament for the WWE World Cup Best in the World. Okay, that's what we're determining here. Who is the best in the world? And how do you determine that when you don't have CM Punk, you don't have Chris Jericho? Okay, these are best in the world, right? I mean, how awesome would it be? The tournament ends, whoever wins the 8-man tournament, and then all of a sudden either Jericho or CM Punk's music was to hit. How epic would that be? It'd just be awesome, right? I mean, they won't do it, but it'd be awesome. I think Jericho's still on the cruise right now, isn't he? So only CM Punk would be a possibility, but he's not, he's not coming back right now. So, but yeah, I think it's just ridiculous to call this Best in the World Cup, World Cup, whatever. They did one like this back in like 1996, and you can find a VHS tape of called World Tour 96, where they did a some kind of trophy tournament thing that I believe Ahmed Johnson won back in 96, and we never heard of that trophy or anything ever again. It was never mentioned again. It was just something they did as a cool thing at a house show almost, but you can buy those on tapes back then. So we have 8 superstars announced for this, and we've had some last-minute replacements, and I am fully okay with the replacements, or at least I'm fine with the reasons that we had to have replacements. So initially for the tournament, we had John Cena automatically was put into the tournament, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and Rey Mysterio. Now, on Raw this past week, Baron Corbin announced that Bobby Lashley was going to replace John Cena. In truth, though, we know John Cena pulled out of doing the show, and I don't blame him one bit. I don't blame any of the superstars who decided, you know what, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be part of this kind of show with all the stuff that's going on. And Cena's got more on the line right now, especially with all the stuff he's been doing in Hollywood. It would not look good for him to be part of this kind of show. So that's why Cena's not being, included in the tournament anymore. And replacing him is Bobby Lashley, which, okay, fine, Bobby Lashley's in the tournament. And then on SmackDown, we learned this past week is a replacement for another match. We'll get to that in a second. But going back to the actual tournament. So they did announce the brackets for the opening rounds. And we have basically Raw superstars against each other and SmackDown superstars against each other. You have Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley, Kurt Angle versus Dolph Ziggler, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, and then Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. In order, here's my picks. Bobby Lashley is going to lose in the first round to Seth Rollins. It'll be Seth Rollins moving on. On the next bracket, you have Kurt Angle versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to go with Kurt Angle. And then when we have Seth Rollins versus Kurt Angle, I believe Ambrose is going to show up and interfere and cost Seth Rollins the match. So Kurt Angle will make it to the finals. Then it will be, on the SmackDown side, Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. I'm going to go with Hardy. Rey Mysterio versus Orton. I'm going to go with Orton. And then Orton is going to win over Hardy. And then, sadly, they're going to have Orton go over Angle because, from what I hear, he's very popular over in that area. So I'm going with that, okay? Because, really, they're going to go with whatever the people that are paying to host this show want the results to be. Let's be honest. So I'm going to go with Randy Orton's going to get the win here, and we will never hear of this WWE World Cup ever again, just like Braun Strowman has never mentioned once since winning the Greatest Royal Rumble, and we've yet to see him show that green title belt he was given, but never seen it since. So that's my pick for the tournament there. All right, so next and final, we have what I feel should be the main event, as always, because this is the top title in the company. So we have AJ Styles, the reigning WWE champion, and he was scheduled to defend that title against Daniel Bryan. However, Daniel Bryan, similar to John Cena, has also stood up and said he did not want to continue being associated with this show and has pulled out of being in that show. And I praise the man for that, okay? It takes a lot of gumption, takes a lot of balls to be able to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this show. I don't believe in this, and yeah, I want to separate myself from it. That's great. So replacing him last minute this past week on SmackDown, because we were given that match for free, by the way. If you didn't tune in to SmackDown this week, they had AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the title, which I was pulling my hair out, going, why burn this match on free TV? Wait and hold on to it for Rumble, for SummerSlam, for WrestleMania. Okay, this is a match, a dream match that you're wasting on free TV. And on top of that, Daniel Bryan tapped out to the calf crusher. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe that. So in our replacement, we have Samoa Joe, which I'm fine with. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles are going to tear the house down like they always do. Will Samoa Joe get the title here? Probably not. Okay, being such a last-minute change, I don't think they're going to put the title on him. I think they're going to keep the belt on AJ for a little while. And I've already said this before. I think AJ should be a long time running champion, so that's fine with me. But my money's going to go with AJ Styles. I don't see him dropping the title yet. All right, so a couple of rumors and announcements to share real quick, actually. So first of all, the big rumor that's circulating right now on social media, if you go check on anywhere really, just do some searching on Crown Jewel, you'll see that is trending right now is that the immortal Hulk Hogan, Hall of Famer, former WWE champion, WWF champion, is returning at Crown Jewel. So what he's going to do there, who knows? Okay, he could just be showing up to do a promo. He might be there to present the World Cup to the best in the world, whatever. But that is the big rumor, is that Hulk Hogan is supposed to be finally returning to the WWE. And if it's true, I am super happy and super stoked, because that means now I finally have a chance to possibly see Hulk Hogan in person at the next Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view that I attend. And that'll be great, because I've never seen Hulk Hogan in person, period. He's on my top 3 list of wrestlers of all time that I never got to see in person so far. Number 1, Andre the Giant, sadly no longer with us. Number 2, Macho Man Randy Savage, also sadly no longer with us. Hogan's the last one on that list I haven't had a chance to see. I never got to see him wrestle, but at least maybe I can see him in person doing something on one of these shows. Another announcement to share that they just announced, I think yesterday was the when we heard about it, is even though this is being still held in Saudi Arabia, and of course there are no women superstars being participants in the matches, because they don't allow that. The supposed rumor, or should be confirmed rumor, is that Renee Young is going to still be a part of the announce team or the commentary team for the show. And if that's true, I'm super happy, because I'm loving Renee Young on the weekly episodes of Raw with her commentary. I'm hoping eventually they will have enough confidence to say, you know what, it's time for a change. Let's get rid of Cole and let's just have Corey Graves and Renee Young. That'd be the perfect young announce team to bring in, okay? Cole's time is up. Move on. He's ruined enough matches over the last 15, 16 years on Raw and on pay-per-views. I'm ready for him to be gone. So yeah, Renee Young is going to be doing commentary. At least as of this recording, she is still being advertised to be a part of the commentary team, and that's amazing. I'm very happy and proud for her. All right, so that is it for the predictions. Let's go on to my questions I was sent by all my wonderful fans that post questions on Facebook and Twitter. And remember, if you ever want to get a shout out on a future video, prediction video, or recap video, just follow me on Twitter, especially, because I'll always let you know when I'll be posting or recording the videos. And you can follow me at PopCultureJunk2, and just reply to the message I post, and you'll get a shout out on the video, and I'll answer your question as best as I can. So starting off here, we've got Figure Scooper. We've got thoughts on Hogan showing up. I love it. I want to see Hogan back. I think he should have been back a long time ago. And I hope, again, this is my opportunity to finally get to see Hulk Hogan live and in person. If I get to go to another show, hopefully they'll come to Houston, and he'll be on either Raw or SmackDown, or maybe they do a pay-per-view, something like that. I'm hoping, and I'll finally get to see Hogan live and in person. I have never seen Hogan wrestle or anything at all in person, so he's on my top 3 list of all-time wrestlers that I've always wanted to see wrestle in person. And unfortunately, Macho Man is no longer with us. Andre the Giant is no longer with us. Hulk Hogan's the last one. I have not seen Hulk Hogan in person. Josh Floberg asks, what match are you looking forward to the most? For nostalgia reasons, obviously, Destruction versus DX, the Brothers of Destruction, is going to be entertaining. It's going to be cool to see Shawn Michaels back, obviously. So that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, because I think of all the other matches, that's the one where I'm really torn between what they're going to do, what's going to be the result, who's going to win. The other ones are kind of a given to me, so that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. And Josh also asked, do you think WWE put on too many shows now? Oh, definitely. I mean, hello, we're 4 days away as of the day I'm recording this from Evolution, and we're 2 days away from the Crown Jewel show, and then we're 2 weeks away from Survivor Series. I mean, it's ridiculous. This happened earlier this year when we had Backlash, WrestleMania, and the world's greatest or the greatest Royal Rumble. All 3 shows were happening in a 4 or 5 week period. It felt like it was really close, at least. So yeah, definitely they're overcrowding it, and they even removed a couple of pay-per-views because they went back to doing everyone on the same show. So it's like, how do you have such a cluster of shows going on, and where do you expect any kind of decent build-up to happen? You lose a lot on the storylines because you can't really build anybody up, because they're also focused on, well, we can't have the same matches at every pay-per-view, even though they sometimes do that, or at least they'll have the same match on Raw for 3 weeks in a row and then have it again at the pay-per-view, or vice versa. They'll have it at the pay-per-view and then they'll have the repeat match 3 times in a row on Raw or SmackDown, and it's just like, you have so much talent available. Why do you just bombard us with the same stuff over and over where it just gets watered down? So, yeah, they do need to work out something where I wish, not necessarily go back to the big 4 only, where you had just Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. You know what? That's fine. Have the big 4, and then let's say, 4 other pay-per-views, okay? Because I even thought back in the day 1 a month was too much after a while, because you didn't have a whole lot of time. You had 3, maybe 4 weeks, 5 at the most, to really get a build-up between pay-per-views. And yeah, that was, pushing it back then. Now, I mean, think about when we had Raw and SmackDown had their own brands and their own pay-per-views, and you had, 24 pay-per-views a year? That was insane. So yeah, they definitely need to work out something better. Maybe they'll start something fresh next year. Who knows? Well, everyone out there, thank you so much for those questions. And keep in mind, I'll be live tweeting as the show's going on, as long as I'm able to watch it. But you can follow along me at Pop Culture Junk 2, and I'll be live tweeting my thoughts and opinions on what we're watching. Share with me your thoughts as well. Well, if you do get to watch the show, whether it's live or later on Friday night or whatever, let me know your thoughts on the show and what you think. I will be doing a recap video, which I'll be posting sometime Friday, either afternoon or evening, after I've watched the show. As long as I'm able to watch it in the morning, I'll post it in the afternoon, whatever. But also follow on me at Twitter as well, because you can send in questions or thoughts on the show, and we'll discuss it on the video recap as well. All right, everyone, have a great day. And by the way, hope you're all having a great and happy Halloween, because I'm recording this on Halloween. So happy Halloween to everyone out there. Hope you have a safe and wonderful night. Be safe, whether you're going to a party, trick-or-treating, or just handing out candy and watching some scary movies with friends and family. Just have a blast and be safe. All right, everyone, this is PCJ, the Pop Culture Junkie, and I'm signing out.